It's a workhorse of the U.S. military, most recently in Iraq.
In my opinion, it's one of the best helicopters ever built.
Built by Sikorsky Aircraft in Stratford, the Blackhawk helicopter, along with versions flown by the Air Force, Navy, and Coast Guard, have had a continuing history of problems since being introduced in 1978. Last May, almost 1,000 Army Blackhawks were grounded for a time. And since December, there have been 5 Blackhawk crashes, killing over 30 servicemen, all of which are still under investigation.
We're all on pins and needles, waiting to hear what the reason was.
And every time something goes wrong with a Blackhawk, these 2 Sikorsky employees who don't want their identities revealed wonder about the parts they've put on the helicopter.
In a machine shop, we have parts there that have such thin walls, and when we machine them, they're just cracking.
Both men say they and other Sikorsky employees have gone to management to no avail, with concerns the company is cutting corners in ways that could compromise safety. It's a situation, employees claim, which began several years ago with layoffs and the hiring of an outside firm to perform a crucial job, inspecting parts for the Blackhawk, which Sikorsky buys from subcontractors.
They sent us parts that were no good. We had to end up sending them off the aircraft because the individual who inspected them at the facility, the outside source, did not inspect the critical characteristic of the part itself.
What kind of parts?
They're just about 3/4 of the parts of the aircraft. We're talking everything from the skin of the outside of the aircraft to the cuffs that hold the blades on that make the helicopter fly. Major component parts that are coming into Sikorsky that haven't been properly inspected by an outside source.
News Channel 8 has obtained dozens of internal Sikorsky documents showing parts with a variety of problems like holes drilled in the wrong place, corrosion, and in one case, a part not inspected for flight safety characteristics.
If a flight safety characteristic is incorrect as designed by our engineering department, it means that there could be a loss of aircraft or a loss of life.
We showed the documents to Alan Haggerty, a lecturer at MIT, who worked for Boeing for 40 years and supervised production of another military helicopter, the Apache.
It could be human error, or it could be a oversight of the subcontractor that has been assigned to do that job. But certainly a flight critical part that has not been inspected should not get to the assembly line.
The internal documents we've obtained show in some cases problems with parts haven't been discovered until the aircraft is flying. In one case, fire warning came on 3 times in flight, the record shows. Another document shows the Sikorsky code indicating the part in question was accepted by Sikorsky.
Do you think some of these parts that were not properly inspected have gotten aboard the aircraft?
I'm sure some have.
But it's not just employees who are raising questions at Sikorsky. News Channel 8 has obtained a letter sent last September from the Defense Department to Sikorsky President Dean Borgman, a Navy captain writing, "The recent succession of production problems indicates to us a steady decline in Sikorsky aircraft's ability to identify and correct manufacturing and production deficiencies. 19 examples are given. Most notable among these, the letter says, are the installation of unqualified parts."
Those should typically be discovered at fabrication in Sikorsky or at the supplier so that they don't get to final assembly. So that is late in the process to find them in final assembly and flight test.
The Defense Department's representative to Sikorsky goes on to say the number and variety of known deficiencies raises the question whether aircraft were delivered with undetected quality problems.
That's pretty strong stuff.
Sikorsky Aircraft declined to talk to us on camera about these issues, but in a written response to questions, Sikorsky denies there are any issues with the quality of its products and manufacturing processes. But some of its very own employees clearly disagree.
We have parts coming into the company which are not acceptable parts to be put on these aircraft. If they're on the aircraft and they're incorrect, we endanger all the soldiers flying that aircraft.